Welcome to the Revere Veterans Community Show. Today we have a special guest. He's from the town of Winthrop. His name is Richard Honan. He's a Vietnam veteran, and he also hosts a TV show. So, Mr. Honan, first let me say thank you for your service.
Thank
for
you.
the Vietnam, and welcome to Revere, and welcome to our show. And please take over.
Thank you very much, Morris. As Morris said, you want me to call you by your first name or your last name?
Yeah, my first name. I'll make an exception in this case.
All right, Morris. Yes, as Morris said, my name is Richard Honan. I'm from Winthrop, and I am a Vietnam veteran. I served with the 82nd Airborne back in 1969 in Vietnam. I was part of a terrible time in our country. It was a tough time to be a 20-year-old in a terrible place like Vietnam, and terrible time to come home to the protests. And like I was telling you, Morris, I came home and I never told anybody where I went or what I did or what I saw. Probably a little over 30 years.
Wow.
And about 10, 15 years ago, I found a hat that I wore in Vietnam, and I attended a Veterans Day service. And since then, I've become very involved in veterans affairs. I'm the commander of the local American Legion post in Winthrop, Post 146. And about 12 years ago, at the beginning of the second invasion of Iraq, I had a young girl who grew up with my daughter by the name of Kelly Neal, and she was deployed. And I asked my daughter, I said, what is Kelly doing going to Iraq? What's she doing in the Army? And my daughter said she was ROTC and was an Army nurse. And I had seen this young girl go from, kindergarten and elementary school, grow up with my daughter, and I couldn't believe she was going off to war. So I started something that I've been doing now for 12 years. I started sending her packages, and I'd send her one every month. And because beside the danger of war, the next most difficult thing of being afraid of being shot or being blown up is terrible being away from home, terrible being forgotten.
I know, I know the feeling very well.
And you're very lonely, and so I started sending her a box with just comfort food, mac and cheese, fruit cocktail, peanut butter crackers. And anyways, Kelly came home, and I'd be talking to someone like you, and you'd tell me about your nephew, and I'd say, give me his name. Well, you don't know him. And I'd say, well, tell me a little about him, and I'll write him. And I would adopt him. I'd adopt him for that year he was over there. Send him a box and a letter every month. And now it is 12 years later. I have written over 2,500 letters. I do this every day. I have sent 28,000 pounds of care packages.
Wow.
And I've had approximately 250 soldiers. And like I said, your nephew, your brother-in-law, your niece, your uncle, and they all have roots to Winthrop. They're not necessarily from Winthrop. Matter of fact, I've had quite a few boys from Revere and that I've got to know. I've been to 2 weddings where the first time I met somebody was at their wedding, someone I wrote to. They're from New York, they're from Revere, they're from Winthrop. Currently, I have, the numbers are way down, probably in the low teens. I've had as many as 35. And so every month I write them a letter, I send them a box, just filled with comfort food.
Show them exactly what you send them.
I mean, this is a typical one. This is a priority mailbox. And so there's nothing in here that somebody hasn't sent to a relative. I mean, we got some baby wipes. We've got some ramen noodles. We've got some chicken noodle soup. We've got some Cliff Bars, peanut butter crackers, soap. We've got a book. Library gives me. I mean, mac and cheese. I mean, what young kid doesn't like mac and cheese? SpaghettiOs. So you say, where do I get this stuff? I used to buy it all myself. I used to pay for everything myself. But then people would ask me, they said, well, can I help you? You know, what do you need? And I said, I need some Chef Boyardee. I need some Crystal Light. I need some Kool-Aid. I need some beans
Toothpaste and things.
yeah, toothpaste. And so I have a pretty good group of supporters. So I also send stuff to military hospitals, chaplains, and we make up these are mini care packages. These are 1-quart Ziploc bags, and
I just look at that.
yeah, and so in here we've got a little thing of peanut butter. So just like you and me, Morris, we left for work this morning, and we didn't get shot or blown up. We twisted our ankle. We ended up in the hospital. So you didn't bring your toothbrush with you. So somebody comes over, wherever you are in Afghanistan or in Africa or Turkey, wherever I send these, and there's a comb, there's a razor, some instant coffee, tea bags, some peanut butter crackers, some wet wipes.
Before we leave here, Richard, can I give you my address?
Yeah, yeah. And so I send
fair.
these. I have a couple of special needs kids that come into my shop every week, and we make up about 100, 150 of these every week.
Wow.
And we send them to Afghanistan, Korea,
Turkey?
Turkey. Somebody said, what are we doing in Turkey? And we actually have a large military presence in
I
Turkey
never knew that.
now.
I never knew that.
It's kind of, it's Patriot missiles. Remember Patriot
Oh, yes,
missiles?
yes. They got them in Israel, too, now.
Yeah, yeah. They're in defense, protecting Turkey
And Egypt, yeah.
against Syria, in case Syria gets a little, there are Patriot missile batteries, and they're made up out of primarily Army. There's men and women. As a matter of fact, some of the battery commanders are women, you know. And and I'm going to read something. I get letters all the time. As a matter of fact, I received 4 letters in the past couple of days, or emails, and
Could you read the one that came from Turkey? I'm curious about
yeah,
that one, Mr.
yeah. Let's
Honan.
see. You know, it's ironic that in Turkey and Afghanistan, they're defending us, but they've written me and they're more concerned about us, meaning Boston and the Boston Marathon and the people who were injured. Sir, this is from Turkey, from Sergeant First Class Henry Scott, who I don't even know where he's from, but I've been writing him. I am inquiring about the awful incident that happened in Boston this week. My troops wanted to know if you were okay, and was anybody within your family circle affected by this incident. We truly appreciate the care packages you have provided us through this mission. So in turn, we are attempting to support the citizens of Boston during this time of grief from our current location. Imagine that they're in Turkey. Is there anything that you need from us that we can help with? Let me know, and I will do my best to support your efforts in Boston. Again, we send our condolences to the families that have lost loved ones during this tragic time, and hope the citizens of Boston can recover from this incident that has shocked the world as a whole. Lastly, thank you for the support and continuing efforts of the soldiers. This is from Lawson Garnett, Sergeant First Class, United
How do you
States.
spell Garnett?
Garnett. I'll leave you these. Garnett.
Okay.
He's from Maryland, and he's in
so.
Turkey. First, I'd like to let you know that we recognize what is happening in Boston over the past few days, and my team and I would like to let you know we feel the same pain as those from your state. We received the care package you sent us, and we are extremely appreciative. I personally have never received a care package from anyone other than family members until now. When we opened the box, we noticed the extreme amount of time and thought that actually went into the box. He got a box of these, like 10 of these. To think that another soldier would do something for someone he doesn't personally know but share only one thing in common, that we are both soldiers, is amazing to me. At this time, we have nothing to offer in return, and judging from the type of person you seem to be, I know you are expecting nothing in return. But rest assured, my team and I will present you with something that has as much heart and soul as you and those assisting you that have placed and presenting us with this care package. We salute you. So these are coming from the other side of the world, offering us assistance, from the soldiers that I am sending assistance to.
That's veterans helping the community.
Helping the community. You know, I'm going to read one more.
Please do. I wish you would read them all if you would like to.
And then we'll talk a little bit more. But
Right.
Richard, today is Friday, and I just received your care package. This is from a young man who was from Marblehead, and he's a Connecticut State Trooper. His name is Timothy Donahue. He's in the Coast Guard. Today is Friday, and I just received your care package. I cannot put into words how grateful I am. It was a surprise to say the least. In your letter, you mentioned how something as simple as a candy bar can make all the difference. Because I tell them, I say, there's a lot of magic in a Snickers bar. If you haven't seen a Snickers bar, it can make or break you, you know, it can make your day. That is so true. It's the little things that matter the most, and your package brought a smile to my face and made me forget about how far away from family and friends I really am. The simple gesture of taking the time to prepare a care package for someone you don't even know is what makes all the difference to our servicemen and women. As a veteran, you know we do not serve for the money or the medals.
Right.
It is who we are and what we are. We love our country, and we feel the need to serve and be part of something bigger than ourselves. The only thing our service members want is the support of the people back home. Thank you for that support. I shared the contents of the package with my shipmates, and you not only made my day, you made my entire unit's day.
That's very good. I would like, we talked about that you said there was a young man going to the Naval Academy at Annapolis that you were going to follow.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that?
I was telling Ms. Morris that I host a show in Winthrop very similar to this called Supporting the Troops. I have young men and women who have been deployed overseas to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, you name it. When they come home, they'll be on my show. But sometimes I like to mix it up a little bit. I'll have a young man from Winthrop. His name is Robert Dolan, and he applied to the U.S. Naval Academy, and so I had him on as a guest to talk about why he wanted to go to the Naval Academy and what he hoped to learn. And he was recently accepted to the Naval Academy, so he's going to be heading off to the U.S. Naval Academy down in Annapolis, Maryland, for the summer. It's kind of like the basic training before they actually start their 4-year studies. And we're going to follow him through his 4 years. We're going to have him on as a guest on my show, and we're going to discuss what he's learning, what he likes, what he doesn't. You know.
How old is he now?
He's probably 17 years old. He goes to Arlington Catholic, and he actually wants to be a Marine officer. When you go to the Naval Academy, when you graduate, not everyone becomes a naval officer. You have the choice of, you could actually, I think, make a choice of any service branch, but generally I think about 25% of the graduates of the Naval Academy become Marine officers, United States Marines. And I mean, one thing about the Marines, you know, I was in the Army. I had 3 brothers that served in the Marines, and
I could see why.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, they abused me. As a matter of fact, in every one of these little mini care packages, I put a little note in here and I tell them who I am.
Well, Richard, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
You said you had 3 brothers in the Marines. Could you mention their name for us, please?
My brother, I had a brother, Anthony Tony Honan, my brother Billy Honan, and my younger brother Patrick.
Are they all about close to your age?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be 66. Tony's, I think, 71.
So he was in the Vietnam War.
They were just before Vietnam, although my brother Billy says that he stepped foot in Vietnam for 1 day, and so he's
a veteran.
Yeah, and but I tell him this: I am a Vietnam. This is a little note that goes in each and every package. I have a few different notes, and it says I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I remember what it was like to be away from family and friends. I've had a very tough life, tougher than you could ever imagine. I had to live with 3 brothers in the Marines. I have suffered much abuse. God help me. enjoy the support this small bag brings, not only from me, but from everyone in Winthrop, Massachusetts. God bless you, Richard Honan, 82nd Airborne Vietnam. Yeah, I let him know that my brothers, they're still, you know, those Marines, boy, they're a brutal bunch. They never let go.
I know that.
So this is 12 years now, and so we've been sending packages still to Afghanistan, although the numbers are going down. Then I had a young boy his grandmother was from Winthrop, and he was in southern Africa. And I don't know exactly what we do in Africa. It's just part of our military presence there. And so I started writing him, and he went home, and somebody else, a chaplain over there, ended up with this big box of stuff that was supposed to go to him, and he wrote me. And his name is Chaplain Lee. So every couple of weeks I send off a big, big box, 40 pounds, to southern Africa. Turkey, I have quite a few units that receive my stuff. Korea, I have men and women aboard ships in the Pacific. It's just something I do. You know, I'm very fortunate. I've been married 41 years, April 15th, and I have 2 daughters. They're grown up, and I have 4 grandchildren, and so I have a little bit more time than I had when I was trying to grow up and support the family. And I involve everybody in the community. I have once a month I'll usually have a group come in, the Boy Scouts, the Playmakers, the local.
ROTC?
No, we don't have an ROTC, but I might have the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. They'll come in and help me fill boxes.
That's good.
I have local school kids write letters. I've had quite a few kids from Revere that have written me and have been, you know, on the receiving end of my packages. And it's something very fulfilling. People say, how can you do this for 12 years? Well, you heard some of these letters that I get, you know. It's very, very fulfilling, you know. And it's
definitely. It makes you feel good. It makes us feel good.
Yeah, it does. I'll have somebody come in my shop and walk in and says, Richard Honan here? And I'm looking, I'm going, boy, did I cut him off this morning? Did I look at his girlfriend the wrong way? And then I go, why, who are you? And, you know, I'm John Smith, he wrote to me, and I've never met him. And I get to meet him for the first time. It's the only time I don't mind hugging guys.
Richard, I got to say something. We got the Vietnam Wall coming here. It's going to be here on June 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I understand that you are donating some flags. Could you elaborate on that for us?
I'm involved in that, and as an individual, I have offered to donate 1,000 American flags.
Wow.
So when the wall arrives in Revere, it's going to be down at the Beachmont VFW and back of there.
150 Bennica Street.
And when it arrives, it will be the school kids and the people that greet it will all have flags, you know. And I'm also donating all I have a small sign company in Winthrop, and I'm donating signs, informational type signs, and my local American Legion post is donating $250 to help with the cost. It costs over $5,000 to bring that, just to
$10,000 they said, because you got to pay for the help that brings
Yeah,
it in.
the
You got to set a hotel
yeah,
and the food and everything.
And my local American Legion post, which I'm the commander, has offered to guard the wall one night, all-night guard duty. And it's
Thank you.
And it's not guarding the wall against it being harmed. As a Vietnam veteran, I can tell you that it's very, very difficult for Vietnam veterans to go to Washington. Not to get there, not to pay the fare to get there, but the wall is too emotional for them. They just can't go there. So this wall that's coming is referred to as the healing wall, because it's coming to like your hometown. It's coming to Revere. It's very close to Winthrop. So what my American Legion post is doing is we're assisting, because there are a lot of veterans who, when they come to the wall, won't come during the daytime. They will come to seek peace and solace at nighttime when no one's there. They don't want to, it's too emotional. They want to see their friend's name. So we'll be there to assist them, help them find a name. People like to leave things, but they will come at night because it's for people who served in Vietnam, it's a really tough thing to see, you know. And 58,000.
282.
Yeah, names. You know, we had 8 from Winthrop.
Do you have their names here, Richard, the 8 from Winthrop?
No, but I can send them to you.
Right.
You know, it's Joey Pignato, John Counaway, Joe Logan, John White, and they 8 of them died within a 1-year period from November 11th, 1968 to November 11th, 1969, and it's a really tough thing. I mean, when I was in Vietnam, there were between 200-300 Americans every week that were killed.
Wow.
Well over 1,000 that were, you know,
A year?
Well, no, in a year. When I was there, there were a little over 8,000 men and women were killed. We had, in my unit alone, we lost 217 men. And yeah.
Richard, I have a list here of the Vietnam veterans that were killed in Revere, and I would like to read them.
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
I would like to, their names are Robert L. Blass, James L. Delmont, Sebastian E. DeLuca, number 4, Martin L. Gillespie, number 5, John M. Glazer, who was the youngest, 18 years old when he was killed, 18 years old, 1 year older than when I went into the service. Arthur R. LeGros, Jr., Alan J. O'Brien, Jr., Walter S. Olinsky, Jr., Stephen J. Penta, Thomas W. Whitten, Robert Carl Levine, and Kenneth G. Brown. These 12 were killed, and may God rest their souls, and may God bless them.
God bless them.
Yep. So this is what we have. Now, we have, like I said, the wall coming.
Yeah.
You're going to have your people guard him, but we're also going to do something. We're going to have a shirt like I'm wearing. If people want to donate and buy a shirt, it's going to be $15 for the shirt. And we have bumper stickers. Why don't you read that bumper sticker and then show it to the television?
The Vietnam Traveling Wall, coming to Beachmont, VFW, June 13th through the 16th, year 2013. Don't forget to thank a vet.
And let the people see it on television over there. That's it. There you go.
And it really means a lot to this, especially myself as a Vietnam veteran, to be part of this. You know, I hope you get a lot of support. You know, people ask me, they say, wait, oh, I'm sorry, Morris.
No, go right ahead, Richard. The thing I was just going to say, if I may, is we always have the men of the clubs, the American Legion, the Beachmont, but I would like to honor 3 clubs, and they're strictly women's club. The Kiwanis Club of Revere, in which Donna Wood Pruitt is the president, who does a tremendous amount for the veterans. The Patriot Club, Women's Club of Revere, Rose Napolitano. Rose, thank you for your service. And most of all, not last but least, the Revere Women's Club and Charlene Del Vecchio, who's the president. And these 3 clubs do a tremendous amount for the women of Revere and the veterans and the community. You yourself, Richard, I got to say, you're not only a veteran helping veterans, but you're a veteran helping the community. And you've done a tremendous job. And what are your future plans, if I may ask you?
No, just to continue doing, you know, people ask me, they say, well, how do you feel about the war in Afghanistan? And I said, well, no, I don't want to get drawn into that discussion. My job is to support the men and women there. And as long as someone is there, I'll be there, you know. And I will continue to mail these packages. People say, where do you get the money for postage? I mean, since I started, I've spent almost $60,000.
Yourself?
No.
Oh.
I just mentioned to people I need postage. I spend about $500 or $600 a month on mailing these packages.
Wow, that's a lot.
And but people are very good at anything I need. After I found out that we had a lot of, now I've had women in Iraq and Afghanistan, but we have quite a few women in Turkey, and so matter of fact, this is a care package for a woman. Let's see. What is it?
Let's see the cover. Oh, they got the patriotic flag on it.
Well, what this is I get these
Hold
boxes.
it up for the camera.
Yeah.
Show it to them.
This is a blue plastic box, and I have a young woman in Winthrop by the name of Christine Cavalieri Ogus, and she works for a company called Medtronics. And this box was used to hold a heart defibrillator, a pacemaker. She works for Medtronics, and after they put the heart in your chest, the boxes are discarded. And she brought them to me and said, "Richard, would these be good for the troops?" And I said, so we turned them into mini care packages. And
Beautiful.
So Christine makes up these labels, has them printed by Rolo Data here in, I think, Revere, right down on Bennington Street. And so these are the same type of thing, but this is for a woman. So it has some like women's shampoo and deodorant, a little, so somebody gave me a whole bunch of Dove deodorants. And so we got some candy, some M&Ms, got one of my little notes. And then after they use the stuff that's in here, they can retain this box to, you know, maybe store some small valuables or whatever. I also send them copies of my show. I have somebody who records my show, and we send them copies of the show. I have somebody who records every Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox game, and I send them over to the Super Bowl. Woodside Hardware was nice enough to donate to me some Fenway Park grass seed. So we get little Tupperware containers of, you know, like a sandwich would be, put soil in it.
Yep.
We send them a little Ziploc bag with a label, Fenway Park grass seed. I send them planting instructions, and so we send them this container in the care packages so they can grow their own little patch of Fenway Park grass seed. They can have their own little patch over there. So I've received pictures of these little gardens of Fenway Park grass seed. I put together bags of sand from Winthrop and Revere Beach with shells, and somebody said, "What are you sending sand over to Afghanistan for?" I said, "This is home. This is home." And I have a group from Chelsea, RZR, and they make up little thimbles, and they're filled with American soil. And they have a label and a flag on them saying American soil. And they're very emotional little packages, as big as your thumb, the tip of your thumb, and so that they can carry the soil, the American soil, in their pocket.
Richard, before we wrap up, could I look at that thing about the the telethon?
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Before we close.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Before we close, all I would do is like to say that we have a telethon here, May the 12th, Mother's Day, from 12 to 3. Please, all Vietnam veterans are welcome to come up here, and we will honor them, and we will thank them for their service. And before we close, Richard, I would like to thank you from World War II for the service you did, for the honor.
Thank
You're
you,
long
Morris.
overdue. You're long overdue for this honor, and thank you, sir, for coming up, taking the time here, and God bless you, God bless your city, God bless our city, our troops, and the United
bless
States of
our-
America. And folks, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you all up here on May the 12th. Thank you.